The first thing I did was open Sketches Pro and open up a new sketch. Then I went to my photos where I had saved activity 1 to my device. I then took that activity and then clicked it and clicked the check mark to save it onto my sketches, and then I took layers. I added a new layer over this because if I make any mistakes then I can erase anything and not actually erase my photo layer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to follow the instructions in each box. The very first box shows us that we'll be using our pencil tool, so I have that selected. It also says we're going to be creating a value scale. I start by layering one value down. Then with my second one, I stop right before my other one ended, my third value, and then my fourth, so you can see, and then my fifth and sixth, and so on. I built up my values more so you can see a nice smooth value scale. Then for the next one, it wants us to switch to the pen tool and to draw a red heart. So I make sure I go down to the bottom color selection, choose the color red, and create my heart. The next one is using the marker tool, and we're going to use the color yellow and erase a number in it. So you can see it's like a thinner line. If you click the area right under the layers, there's an opacity dot and then a size changing dot. You just move the dots up and down to change the size and the opacity. So then I'm going to take my eraser and then I'm going to erase a number 4 in it. You saw I erased and I clicked the back button on the top left just because, you can see if you want to make, if you make a little mistake and need to go back. Okay, the next one. So we're going to be using this ink liner with green, and we're just going to be making some green swirls. Remember, we can change the size, so I wanted to see if I can make it smaller. Couldn't. We can make it way bigger, but didn't like how that looked, so I just went back to making some swirls. The next one, we will be using the oil pastel tool, and we'll be blending two colors together. So it looks like to start off with like a blue color, and then I think I'll choose pink for the other one. And I will start on the right side where there's still some white open space, and I'm gonna overlap onto my blue. I felt like it got a little too pink though, so I just went back over with some more blue. Now after that, there's this really cool tool under the eraser. It's a smudging tool, and you can see how you can blend those two colors even smoother together. After that, we're gonna grab the acrylic paintbrush and we're gonna use the color red and then blue. So we're gonna see how these layer together. Again, you can change the size and make it a little bit bigger. You'll see how this type of brush, it layers differently. I was really expecting a bright purple to come from that, but it's just showing like the darkness with the blue, so it's a different kind of layering. And I showed two different blues and a different red to kind of see the different layering as well with that. From there, we'll see how the watercolor tool differs from the acrylic brush, and we're going to create a blue value scale. So we'll select that watercolor tool, and I'm going to make sure I have blue selected and then cover the area with blue. You'll see how it covers it up smoothly, but then I'm going to select a little bit deeper of a blue, and look at how it blends nicely in there. I want to make sure it doesn't drag too much and keep still that lightest value. Same in here. I don't really like how that blended in the middle, but I'll come back to that. I can go back to that color and look at, I can smooth that out in the middle. And there we have it, our value scale. Okay, the next one was the airbrush tool. And this one, it's really hard to actually draw a purple letter. You see it's more like spray, but we can turn the size all the way down. It's not really tiny, but we can still try to draw a letter. So I just drew a K. Then we are going to use the ink tool, and we can get really fine lines with this ink tool. So I thought cross-hatching would be a cool way to experiment with this one. So you can choose any color for this one. Working our way down, we're going to practice more with the smudge tool. So you can use any tool that you want to practice with blending. So I'm going to choose the oil pastel one, and I'm going to create a purple value scale. And you can see that we can even adjust our pressure and create darker values by using more pressure and lighter values by using less pressure. Then I'll use that smudge tool to blend those values together. And also, if you feel like you over blended it a little, you can always go back in and add in more of your tool and go over it with some more of that color, and then just go right back into your smudge tool and blend it some more. So there's a lot of room for forgiveness in here and like experimentation. Okay, the next one does a lot of things. It acts as like our fill tool. So look, you can fill in the entire thing. So we're not gonna be filling in, it won't let you fill in just that box because I am on the other layer, which doesn't have that box in it. So what I'm just gonna do then is create a triangle. We do that by going down on the side. You can see that there is an A, some dots, a shape tool. You'll click the shape tool, find your triangle, and then put it right in that box. The last tool is practicing with the ruler, and you can use any tool that you want with the ruler. So I have my ruler selected. I'm going to click the pen tool, and also make sure you click ruler because there's other options in that ruler tool. Then you're going to move the ruler and then trace right along the ruler, and it'll create a straight line. So make sure you draw 3 orange lines. Well, and that is all. So hopefully this familiarized you with the Sketches Pro tools. Feel free to practice more, but don't forget to save this photo to your device and then upload it to Seesaw for credit. Thanks so much.